everyone, welcome back to National Board Conversations. On this episode, I speak to Angela Killebrew. She's a National Board Certified teacher in Maryland who just achieved back in December 2021. She joined the show to talk about the ups and downs of her National Board journey and give insight into how she finally achieved. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Here's my chat with Angela. Hey Angela, thanks for taking the time. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Eddie. How are you?
Doing pretty well. We both in this DC area. It's rainy today. It's not a very good look today, but trying to make the best of it.
Absolutely.
So we'll get right into it. Can you give us a brief intro of yourself, what your role is, and where you at?
Sure, great. So thank you again, Eddie, for having me. Of course, as you said, my name is Angela Killebrew, and I currently work as a high school science teacher in an alternative placement school. Over the years, I've taught several subjects, but my favorite is environmental science. That's what I teach now. I especially enjoy the flexibility of the curriculum that I teach. It happens to lend itself to more of a hands-on experience for my students. In my observation, the students are able to extend their learning beyond the textbook because environmental science allows them to get outside, do hands-on experiments, and they also have the opportunity to learn about the environment and themselves at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome. So can you share why you ended up becoming a teacher? It's like a lot of stories I hear is either somebody stumbled into it, or it was something they were on track to do like their whole life. Like they wanted to be a teacher from the time they was in kindergarten.
Well, that's interesting you would say that. Actually, when I was in college, I had a work study job as a tutor. And of course, that was just for credit. But here recently, prior to this job, I was actually a stay-at-home mom, and I was very comfortable, very comfortable being a stay-at-home mom. And I would do some occasional tutoring gigs here or there. However, of course, with the growing family, my husband and I knew it was time for me to pitch in and help a little bit more. So equipped with my science degree and my tutoring background, my husband and I put our heads together and decided, taking a job as a teacher is probably the best option for me and our family. So the rest is history. But you know what, I can't, I would be remiss, that is, if I didn't mention that my mother was a teacher and my mother-in-law also worked in the field of education. So both of them served as excellent role models for me of teachers in the profession.
And now you're a National Board Certified teacher. You just certified back in December. Congratulations. It's I'm sure it was really trying on you. Why did you end up pursuing board certification?
Ooh, wow. Well, I'm one of the people who is deemed as a go-getter. I initially set out actually to gather information about graduate school opportunities at a professional development fair. And at that particular event, I came across an information booth about National Board. I had never heard of it before, so I took the information, reviewed it, went to the orientation session, and signed up to participate. So I thought it was an opportunity for me to sharpen my skills and become a better teacher.
So you recently wrote a blog piece for us detailing your journey. And early on, your first year, you decided to take on all four components. For everything I hear, that sounds very ambitious. What was going through your mind when you decided to take on all four at once?
Oh my, Eddie, that's an interesting question. Actually, I was thinking that if others could do it, I should give it a shot too and see if I could do it as well. I had a perspective of 1 year and done. But actually, I realized that that was an unrealistic goal. I nonetheless was really unaware of the degree of the commitment and the attention that would be required of me to achieve the process. Nevertheless, I stuck with it, and here I am today.
So year after year, you passed on you finally achieved certification on your final attempt. Year after year, you were waiting to see them fireworks. What was going through your mind as you year after year didn't get the fireworks you was expecting?
Wow, I have to take a deep breath on that one. Oh my goodness. I'm usually an upbeat person, but to be really honest, I was upset. I felt, what a bummer. I thought, how many times do I need to repeat this process? I actually pondered if it was worthwhile trying again. There is a time commitment as well as a degree of discipline that is required. And it seemed like I was actually doing two jobs. Um, Maybe disheartened or a little embarrassed as well, but just, when I felt like surrendering to, the disappointment or the defeat, I was awakened to hope within me and decided to try again.
So how did you keep yourself motivated?
Well, as I said, I'm normally an upbeat person, and for me, failure is not an option. As long as the door of opportunity is open for me to try again, that's what I do. I challenge myself constantly, even as a teacher, day by day, to push myself past any barriers in life and circumstances. By doing that, I'm actually setting an example for my students as well, because the students I work with that come to the school have come out of challenging circumstances. I believe in the power of overcoming adversity, and that's a reward that you cannot measure.
So finally, back in December, you got your fireworks and you're a national board certified teacher now. Congratulations again. How were you feeling when you finally got those fireworks? And was it, how were you feeling when you finally got the fireworks and achieved certification?
Well, thank you, Eddie. Actually, I had to take a second look. I didn't know whether to laugh or to cry. So I just stared at the screen. I walked away from the computer and I came back later to check my account again. And yep, the fireworks were still there. So it was a feeling of astonishment, awe, excitement. There were so many emotions going on. And actually, I'm still trying to process the reality that I have achieved national board certification. I'm
Yeah, I
very
mean, it
happy.
was just about a month ago, right? A little bit, a month and a half ago. So like,
Yeah,
really not a long time ago.
right. I'm still taking it in. I'm still taking it in. I'm very excited and I'm thankful.
Did you get to do anything fun to celebrate?
Actually, I haven't. I'm just so set on, what's the next goal? What's the next thing to achieve? But our county, in the school district where I live, they actually will be having their pinning ceremony on March the 1st. So yeah, that's going to be a part of the celebration.
Oh,
And
that's
of course,
exciting.
yeah, yeah. My family is very excited. They cheered me on, and we had our own personal celebration. But as far as the district wide, we will have something very soon.
That's awesome. All right. So something I like to do on this podcast is get to know my teachers, get to know the National Board Certified teachers outside the classroom. So I'll have 3 questions for you to get to know you a little bit more on your personal side. So the
Okay,
first one I got for you is, what was your most recent TV show binge?
that's an easy one. Hallmark movies, of course. I'm hooked. I mean, all year round, I can watch Hallmark movies, Hallmark shows about people who experience some type of setback or adversity. Yet by the end of the show, it never fails that things work out for their good. That's why I love Hallmark.
That's awesome. So what was your first job growing up?
As a teenager, I actually babysat for a neighbor next door, tutoring her kids with homework and occasionally joining in to help her with her chores. I suppose I could have launched a nanny business after after all of that. Surprisingly, the majority of my numeration and my pay, that is, came in the form of desserts. Now, what 13-year-old can easily say no to sweets, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, last one, and then we'll let you go. What would your perfect Saturday be like?
I'm a nature person, so I guess I would say a stroll around a lakeside park. I enjoy eating salad, so a stroll around a lakeside park, a light salad, something sweet, of course, maybe like a scoop of gelato, ice cream, a
Ooh,
smoothie. Yeah, and then later on, perhaps taking an adventure film. I like adventure films as well. So take an adventure film with my family, and then to end the day, pamper myself, maybe with like a cucumber facial.
I like it. I like it. Got to take care of self. Self-care for the teacher.
Hmm.
Well, thank you, Angela, for taking the time to talk with me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I did have a closing thought. Is it okay if I add that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so basically, Eddie, what I've learned over the past 5 years is that the architecture of accomplished teaching, it's more than just a infographic. a double helix infographic. It is a method of weaving knowledge and cultivating change in your instructional practices through application, modification, and reflection. So my 5-year journey, was it worth the wait? I thought to myself, and other people might ask that as well. Absolutely, absolutely. You see, for me to achieve national board certification, for me, I had to respect the process. And it's been a journey of faith by God's grace. So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm glad we was able to do this.
Yes, thank you.
I love to hear stories of triumph. Congratulations again to Angela on achieving, and I want to thank her again for taking the time to chat with me, and thank you for taking the time to listen to the National Board Conversations. Be sure to follow us on social media for all National Board related updates, and we'll see you next time.